So first of all, I just want to say, guys, I didn't want to take content creation seriously because I wanted to use my brain to actually make money, doing stuff practically rather than just looking for attention. But at this point, I'm kind of forced to. So 5 people injured in Germantown row home fire, officials say. By the way, I lived here and I was in the house when it happened. And first of all, I just want to say this fire was not by accident. It was not by accident. It wasn't on purpose, but it definitely was not by accident. So before I tell y'all what happened, let's take this a couple months back. I'm going to break everything down. So here I've been grinding and just working and minding my business in this house. My mom rents these rooms out to a bunch of people that are not right in the head. Now, not everybody is crazy, but a few of them are definitely off. But here's the problem about my mom renting these rooms out. Her house is definitely not habitable or in safe conditions. By the way, this is the bathroom, obviously. We had leaks, we had electrical issues, we had heating issues, and we had a pest infestation, but we got cats and then that went away. Now, because of this bathroom, I preferably always went to the gym to take showers and wash up. So personally, I've never used this bathroom because it's just dirty. Now, a lot of people keep on being stupid and disingenuous saying you should have just moved out. Oh, why didn't you just move out? Like, this is why I question society about what they say about the issues are going on with this financial situation. Because you look at people like me and say, why don't you just move out? Bro, rent is like $2,000. I'm living in the most fucking cheapest paying cities in America. Basically, I'm not afraid to live below my means to save more money. But anyways, we had a lot of cord issues. We had like structural issues like this. And my mom would just neglect this shit. Keep in mind, my niece, which is a teenager, lived in this home. I would always confront my mom about issues like this in the house. Like, yo, you renting these rooms out. You got a minor in here and you're not even taking the steps to actually fix this shit. Like, she would call people to get the electric fixed, but it would never be a real electrician. But here's the thing about my mom. She is very, very, very delusional. She minimizes serious problems and makes small problems serious. So stuff like this is what I got upset about her about. Yo, I know this your house, but people live here and this is dangerous. You got a minor living here. She didn't listen. She would argue with me. She would throw it under the rug. Not only that, she literally had people sleeping in the fucking kitchen. The kitchen where people go to make their food and cook. And this has been happening for months. Now, most of the time, I didn't really complain about it. I just dealt with it because I was focused on myself, working on myself and going to work and building something up. And I had a lot of setbacks. I had to empty all of my checks to just fix my car. Yep, y'all, welcome to the first series of Broke Life in the Hood. Moving on, to fix the mouse problem, we got a cat. His name is Willie. We also had a second cat. I named her Samora, and these two mated. I fed these cats often, I took care of them, I cleaned up their shit and everything. By the way, both cats are currently dead, not including the other two, and I'm about to get to that. Samora was actually one of the most sweetest cats I've ever fucking known. Like, if I was sleeping or doing nothing, she would just crawl up on me and just tap me. And if I ever like pet her stomach and I pulled my hand away, she would literally claw my hand to pull me closer. Now, Willie, he was chilling and doing his own thing. Most of the time I had to pick him up and pet him and get him next to me, but casually, he would come up next to me, but he was doing his own thing most of the time. He would definitely come when it was time to eat. Now, it's kind of weird because it seems like these two cats' personalities just switched. Because when Willie was a baby, he would be more cuddly like Samora. But as he grew older, he was like, I'm doing my own thing. Let me know when it's time to eat. But Samora, at first, she was like distant. But as she grew older, she just started cuddling next to me. So basically, these two cats' personalities switched as they became adults. Now, back to my mom. This was a really, really toxic household. I was super, super strict on the hygiene. Whenever it stunk, I bought some fucking incense or air freshener, some powder fresh for the floor. I always kept up the hygiene because I couldn't tolerate that. But the majority of the time that I'm here, I'm mostly out just working. Me and my mom got into multiple arguments, and she has antagonized me a lot. I'm about to show y'all a conversation that I had with my mom just to show y'all how argumentative she is when it comes to serious problems that she needs to deal with. And again, I'm living there. It's her house. She could do whatever she want, but this is a life and death situation. So let me show y'all a clip of me addressing the issues within the house that my mom owns and that we live in. Keep in mind, you might laugh at this, my mom calls this shit a business. She literally calls this shit a business.
Every day, it looks looks like a stroke of paint every day. It looks like a ping here and a ting there. Okay. It's a business.
Okay.
And it's a lot.
Okay.
And between Johnny and Daryl and Mr. James, you know, they help me do a lot of stuff that bears the weight of running this business. It's a very small business, but I'm grateful. And not only that, I have streams. This is only one of my streams.
All right, well, what are you complaining about?
I'm not complaining. We're having a healthy
what do you have a problem?
Conversation.
So if you got a business, why are you complaining? Why can't you scale it up?
I'm not complaining.
Why can't you scale it up to fix your house?
Scale.
So in that conversation, I was just basically going along with my mom's delusions, knowing she's talking crazy, and I just didn't feel like getting into a major argument with her. But my mom thinks this shit is normal. She thinks barely taking care of this shit is normal. She thinks having people sleeping in the goddamn kitchen where we all supposed to eat at is normal. Knowing how neglectful my mom is about her property and herself, let me inform you on some of the arguments I've had with her about me fixing my car. See, here's the thing about my mom. My mom likes to run from her problems. I like to face them and completely solve them. A lot of times there were issues with my car that had to be fixed, and I didn't have a problem dumping my whole paycheck into fixing that vehicle. My mom had a problem with that, and we always argued about that because my mom doesn't want to pay for things that are worth it. My mom is the last person to give me fucking advice on how to take care of something. Keep in mind, she has lost over multiple vehicles due to not taking care of them. So when my mom gives me advice on things like fixing my car and other shit, I don't listen to her. To be fair and give her the benefit of the doubt, sometimes I did listen to her, but it ended in a disaster for me. And this shit happened multiple times, and this is what really pissed me off about my mom. She's very stupid, unintelligent, and she doesn't listen. And she sees no wrong within her actions. So now let's get to the fire. How did it end up like this? I told my mom about the faulty wiring. I told her to get insulation so the house won't be cold, to get a new heating system, and she didn't listen. Who would have thought that some ghetto shit would endanger the lives of others? Oh, and I mentioned there were 2 more cats. Those 2 other cats were literally born 3 days before this incident. So Willie and Samora literally became parents just before this incident. So here's what happened. I went to bed, right? And in the middle of the night, I smelled all of this smoke out of nowhere, and I immediately ran out the house. I stubbed my toe, and it's still bruised right now. I got a minor burn on my finger and a minor burn on my arm. I ran to call for help as fast as possible. I went to the back of the house and saw fire coming out. I knew it was over. Then a car drove by. She let me use her phone to call the cops, and then the fire department arrived. The whole time, I was losing my shit. I was snapping, I was cursing, I was fucking mad. Because with everything I told y'all, I clearly told my mom the message, and she did not listen. So this could have been avoided. And even still, as of now, my mom says it's not a big deal. When I tell y'all my mom is a fucking narcissist, this bitch will literally burn down a house with kids inside and still not take accountability. This is the house now. I went in my room to get some belongings and I saw Samora dead on the floor. Willie was nowhere to be found. And the 2 baby kittens that Willie and Samora had 3 days before this were crushed to death by the dresser. I was on the 2nd floor, my niece and everybody else was on the 3rd floor, and my mom was on the 1st floor. Thank goodness I had my headphones on blast while I was asleep because I was vibing to my music and sleeping at the same time, but I was half awake. So I was able to run out fast with all my energy. And best believe I got a big ass adrenaline rush from this shit. But anyways, I'ma still go to the gym, I'ma still go to work and move on, bro. Ain't nobody giving no handouts, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for me, ain't nobody coming to save us. I'm gonna be realistic. It is what it is, yo. It is what it is. I just want to say RIP to Samora, RIP to Willie, and RIP to them 2 baby kittens we didn't even get the name yet. But I hope you understand, the ignorance in the black community is absolutely motherfucking different. I'm being really resilient about this. All I need is the gym, a job, in my car, and I'm good. But please share this story. I'm gonna make a whole GoFundMe and everything. And if you have a parent like this, do not be afraid to put them in their place.